Great. So first startup on stage, are you ready? Harsh Shah. Big round of applause for Harsh. Yeah, Alok startup. Alok's already rooting for him.
Yes, he is.
So my Twitter ID is misspelled. It's MAHESHMURTHY. Sorry about the typo. So very cleverly, we get the 1 to 5s and we get a 6 to 10s.
Just to project my screen.
You can already see fixing is happening out here.
5 minutes.
Sharad Pawar was somewhere here.
The 410 to the over.
That's right.
Sudhir, can we rebut on behalf of the startup ourselves?
Yeah.
Have a blast. Go for it. But your rebut won't be counted in the scores.
Yeah, you can, of course. That's the idea. Are we good?
Yes, we're good. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, time starts now.
Great. So this is AdSale. It is adding intelligent touch points to the shopping experience. What we're trying to do is bridge the gap between the ease and convenience of online shopping and the look, touch and feel experience of the brick and mortar stores. So let's suppose you walk into a Saks Fifth Avenue and you've got 10,000 products in front of you. You're absolutely lost where to begin. There's this really cool interactive display which plays a really nice attractive video to get your attention. You're looking at this nice Calvin Klein video and you come up to it and it says touch to begin. We'll do that. And now it's trying to figure out who you are. So you can put in any of the categories that you are, boy, junior, man, or whatever. Or if you have your login password, let me do that. Let me just key in my ID. And it says, good morning, Harsh, it's good to see you. So it sort of now recognizes who I am. And this is sort of my personalized dashboard, right? I can look at my profile, edit details in there, know how many points I have in my loyalty card, or what all offers have been given by the store to me, even though I may not have carried the coupon or forgotten that I ever had these offers. Certain events in the store which may be useful for me. It remembers that I bought a suit last time I came. So it's trying to sell me a tie, a belt, and things which are very, very similar to my previous purchases, all filtered out by the brands that I like and in the colors that I usually buy. I can browse general products. So it figures out that I'm a 23-year-old male, so men's clothing is the biggest one. But let's say I'm looking to shop for my girlfriend. When I look at women's clothes, and let me look at dresses. I hate the whole tile view, so I'm going to switch to the cover flow view. And I can just browse what dresses are there. Let me look at this particular one dress. So here I can actually see the details of the dress. I'm sorry, there's no Wi-Fi, so I can't show you the really sexy model walking up wearing that dress. But you can see what the exact price of this dress is, what all sizes are available inside the store, what colors are available, more importantly, in which area of the store you can find this dress, and whether this dress will be available right now inside this store or no. A simple price check where I come up with the product, scan the barcode using the front-facing camera, or using a very simple hardware hack. I can figure out what that product is, what the current deal on the product is. Get the Boss shows you different events that are happening inside the store at this point of time. This is something interesting called Dress Me. Most shoppers go in with a particular budget in mind, and I generally shop for an occasion. Okay, so for Saks, a general ticket size would be $1,000. So let's suppose I have $1,000 to blow off for a business occasion, and I'm looking for a casual look, right? And I hit Dress Me. So what it does is it picks up my photograph from the loyalty card, or if I've done a Facebook Connect, and through my previous purchases creates a form factor saying a 40 size shirt and 32 size pant, and it filters out all the best brands which I like and the best colors that I generally wear for me to flip around. So I can change the pant color. Let me go back to the black one. Let me try the pink shirt. Let me try the dark blue one. Okay, I like this. So it also automatically changes the shirt and pant color so that you don't get a Govinda recommendation, right? You don't get a red shirt and a red pant. I'm looking at business casuals, so it's showing me an Armani tie, a Bally's shoes, a Boss leather belt, everything which is very similar to the current basket I'm looking to shop. I like this look, I'm going to call for assistance. So the store clerk comes up to me, I tell him, I like this look, tell me where the shirt or pant is, or if it's a high-end store, he says, you know what, sir, why don't you go to dressing room number 2, I'll have these items sent there directly. So I've selected these things, I like it, and I now go to the point of sale. Now the point of sale is the final touch point where the retailer doesn't really sell anything. For 2 minutes you're just standing there staring at the guy's face while he's billing your purchase. There are at max very still photographs kept there for offers going on. A human mindset is to swipe something whenever I see an interactive display. Thanks. So predetermined offers are always female offers, high margin, most demography, blah blah. But I can again log in using any of my Facebook Connect, phone number, loyalty card, and now I've given my purchase for billing. Now this system is now recognizing my current basket, and now it's reacted saying that it has certain offers only for me. I'm going to check it out. I bought a shirt and pant, so it's showing me a belt, cufflinks, tie, a t-shirt. I was looking at a dress for my girlfriend, so it's showing me something that I may buy since I abandoned that order. And it showed me boots similar to the stockings that my girlfriend bought last time. Let me say I like this belt, I'm going to add it to the cart because I get a discount only for me. The retailer picks up that I may just buy it at this particular price point, and I add it to my cart, and voila, I'm done with my experience. That's at sale. Come on, throw some balls, man. Thank you.
Is enabling 4 or 5 key sets of human behavior. He's mapping them and he's enabling them. We are not experts at what Saks wants or 7-Eleven wants or what a Cartier wants. If a Cartier person says, I was just having a discussion, right? I walk in to a Cartier store, nobody has the temerity to ask for a price because it's not done. If someone says a $100,000 necklace, yeah. So the idea is it allows me to do that. If I'm at 7-Eleven, trust me, I only go there to buy a cigarette and a lighter once in a while. So if it tells me right there, hey, there's a coffee for 99 cents, boom, I buy it. I don't need to know price, it was goddamn 99 cents. So I think long story short, phenomenal product, and finally look, I think there's a large need, if you look at the tactile acquisition, reality meets social, meets physical is what the world is coming to.
Completely unbiased opinion by Alok.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alok.
my acquisition target for contest even itself, Alok. Mahesh?
So, this is to me one of those classic products where the demo has nothing to do with the reality. It's a nice wet dream demo, but the reality is probably some Mallu auntie in some badly shot film, right? So, my point really is that I've seen demos like this for the last 17 years or 15 years or whatever it is. There's no big deal to see demos like this. The fact of the matter is it's almost impossible to implement. Most companies have their e-commerce systems which are already hard-coded and locked to a system, whether it's a small-end, low-end system like a Magento or any number of high-end systems. So essentially, all we can be is an add-on or an extension or something to that. For anybody to even seriously look at this, they have to kind of take on a consulting role, take on a multi-million-dollar service assignment, and you can do one at a time. It's essentially, a nice design company, a nice set of designs. I fail to see how this can actually be a viable business other than, hey, I design nice e-commerce sites.
Right, so let's tackle your question, the execution and the big systems that we need to integrate to get this done. We're not going to go to the retailer and say, we're going to integrate your loyalty and your POS information and this and that.
Just take e-com and inventory.
Right, exactly. So what I'm going to do is I've got data APIs, data provider APIs that sit on top of their loyalty, their POS and the inventory, which feeds data to my server at my end. So I don't have to rely on their IT infrastructure to sort of run my system, which makes it easier for me to implement. And the good thing is I do it once and I'm done. Right, so, yesterday I met the Chief Technology Officer at Future Group, and I think a couple of months back we met the Chief Information Officer at Carrefour, which is entering India. And both of them actually said that retailers are looking for some kind of a digital entry inside the brick and mortar stores. And they want something which can educate the customers on, how, to sort of bridge this very gap, that they're losing customers to e-commerce sites where there are no margins.
I buy all that. Everybody is looking for, something. Except for this to really work, you're either a very high-end design agency that's actually going to do, build sites for them and build an entire e-com experience for them, in which case each of these assignments will take you 6 to 12 months to get, 6 to 12 months to execute. It's like a services company.
We actually build this in 2 months.
You may build this yourself, but when you're actually working on real-world SKUs, and there are, 100,000 SKUs in a variety of products, you have to shoot them and so on and so forth. It's really not a joke, right? I think this is nice wet dream stuff. I don't see how close it is to reality at all, in terms of actually implementing it.
We're actually close to signing an NDA with Carrefour to do this as a pilot in their Ghaziabad store right now.
It's an NDA, right? Great. So Mahesh's point is more to do with the modus operandi of implementation. You have anything to clarify that?
Well, I can implement ad sale at 3 places inside the store, right? One is...
No, in terms of the amount of time it takes is what his point is.
So you can do the Carrefour store, but doing that store, how many SKUs are in that store? 100,000? So taking 100,000 photographs across a variety of angles, a variety of, and then customizing
It's
it.
actually not that difficult. So you get these 3 lakh machines in which you just put a product.
Nothing is
30
difficult.
seconds.
I'm saying it's extraordinarily time consuming. So for you to do one store with 100,000 SKUs will take you a year and a half to actually sit and build that out. By which time the SKUs will be out of stock, etc., etc., etc. By the time you go somewhere else. So essentially for this to work, it has to be a plug and play that plugs into somebody's pre-existing e-com infrastructure. It takes the database and pretty much doesn't. So my issue is that this business, I'm not really talking about the offering, but the business behind the offering is a very high-end, high-touch design studio offering. It's not scalable, and that's really my issue.
Okay. We'll just go to Samir. Samir, you had a point.
So I think I have a similar point. I think the product is pretty good. I've looked at a couple of offerings like that. The challenge really is that, like how do you convince the decision maker, right? So even if you talk to a CTO, NDA, honestly, it's like you just take it one step. You probably have 999 more steps to go. So, do you have ideas or contacts or whatever?
Yes.
What does it take to actually convince somebody to do or even try it out? Because, it's not as easy as, their system may not even have a data API. Right?
We're the one who was going to build the data API on their systems.
No, it's not like that. See, let's say I supplied the software and say EXE, you can't do anything with it. You can't just go write database to that, right? So basically, plus, if you talk about Carrefour, right? I mean, they can't change stuff unless the France guys approve it, right? It's not that you can just come and say, okay, let me do it. So the challenge really is that you're going after large brands, and the bigger the company, the bigger the brand, the more the inertia to change. So the idea is, how do you plan to kind of...
Okay, so this company, AdSale, is actually backed by a big data analytics company called Opera Solutions, which is a $500 million company currently.
Which company?
Opera Solutions.
Okay.
It's a big data analytics company based out of New York, and that's where I currently work. So through my contacts with various partners, it's those guys who are actually helping me sell this across the world, and not just in India. We've been talking to Saks, to Nordstrom, to House of Fraser, that owns Harrods, and in fact the Carrefour also happened through those partners there. My company's been doing,
Good.
okay, we've been doing a lot of data.
Once again, I have a very, very fundamental problem with your product which I wanted to say. I mean, I don't know, we all go to malls here, most of us go to, and except very, very busy people like Alok who, want to know everything on that app and directly go to that store, mall, airports, these are places where we go with free time and especially in India, 80% of people are just roaming around, haath mein haath dal ke dekh rahe hain kya hai. The whole point is that they are looking for spending their time in this, and it's a physical experiential space. Already many such initiatives have done. I was part of some before myself. There's a touchscreen kiosk at the airport, I don't know if you have seen, where you can tell you where is what. There's nobody there. There are these, In-Orbit Mall already has one machine where you can go and find out which store is in which floor. I've never seen anybody there. There are these people who are sitting in counters who are telling you where are, people don't answer this. People just want to go and explore. That's the whole idea of physical retail. What you are saying is, let us not have retail store. अगर ये सब में दे रहा है तो फिर इसको उधर खाली लेने के लिए क्यों जाना है? Then he can directly buy. So the first fundamental problem is that. The second problem is that there was these 3 words which has screwed the entire market, which was the darling of everybody some time back, which is called OOH. You know what OOH is, right?
Yeah.
So these guys said exactly the same thing. We go with these screens in malls, we're going to show this, that, sales will increase. Forget interactive. The whole thing was it is going to get interactive, and we are going to throw offers at the shoppers the minute they come. Okay, you are going to be interactively doing it, but again, the whole idea was that they will do exactly what you do, but in a non-interactive way, but it will do that, which is better than what, and that is a complete disaster, the whole OOH market. So today, when OOH could not move the needle, for you to go and move a needle in a space which is highly competitive, the rents are going really up, and all of that. You know, I think Alok is the best person to, you know, back you in this company because he doesn't want to go to these malls.
Okay, guys, it's time for the scores. Don't go by them. They're generally gangsters. They generally don't have anything nice to say about anybody. So the scores might still be good. It's time for the scores, guys. Mahesh? No, not necessarily. 5. Samir 6. Vishal, you can look here also. It's 3. 14 out of 30 for Harsh and Alok. Thank you very much. Alok, any comments just to close it out?
Yeah, I think very good points. I think you didn't understand, it's enabling stores to do what they want. So if you look at the tactile acquisition by Facebook, it's all about that. There are stores who need interactive screens